On the 8th of December 2014, Cities of Service and Volunteering Kirklees hosted our first Conflab. We put the call out to all those who are working with volunteers to come along ready to answer our wicked question. How can we all work together to be really great at recruiting, rewarding, retaining and revolutionising all kinds of volunteering and social action in Kirklees? Using open space, we had a variety of conversations about how to answer this big question.
From today's Conflab, I will be feeding back to my team and to my managers that there are other people looking at working in this way with volunteers, seeing how we can actually get delivery through working in this manner. But there are a lot of other organisations that we need to be linking in with as well, and we need a little bit more internal communication as well to try and make this come off.
Our Conflab was about ways in which we can reach isolated people. By the definition of isolation, they are difficult to know and therefore difficult to contact in order to offer them support. And we shared ideas about how we might do that. People suggested that as well as doctors and health professionals, we might put information sheets into prescription bags, or ask local milkmen or posting people if they would occasionally let us know if there was someone who might need our support.
Conflab group that I was in, we were talking about volunteers helping out and how that would make staff potentially sort of feel, and about sort of, you know, how would you do it, how would you overcome that and sort of move forward with that really. And it was sort of agreed that things, you know, this is a time of change, there's a lot going on really, and it's about how to do things differently, but how to sort of manage the sort of staff situation while you're still trying to do things differently really.
My Conflab was about parks and green spaces. What I would like to see is parks and green spaces being developed and looked after, because I feel that they're essential for the health and well-being of all the residents of Huddersfield.
Following today's Conflab, I'm going to follow up on the contacts that I've made today, and the actions that the teams have put together from the questions that I submitted to start with. And I think there was a lot of positive discussion that will be able to help me moving forward.
I had a really interesting conflab thinking about how it feels within the council for staff when they're thinking about how they use volunteers. There's a lot of fear that volunteers are replacing jobs, so we had quite an interesting conversation about how you could deliver better outcomes by having volunteers and staff, and thinking about how you support staff through that process.
Well, what I wanted to take away from today's Conflab is the realisation of how many different volunteering organisations there are in Kirklees. I was quite shocked actually about how many there are, not just in Kirklees as a whole but also in Holmfirth, which is where I work, and around that area there's so many, and the impact they actually have on the community. It's quite shocking and it's quite humbling really how much they can affect and improve the community as a whole really. And a lot of the organisations which I've kind of discovered about today have a lot more kind of rigorous recruiting programme, which we don't have, and it can really help to get more reliable and more enthusiastic volunteers than we do have at the moment.
I'm in because I personally believe in this style of working. I think it's something that we should be doing. It's the sort of thing that I would be encouraging, well, I would do myself in my spare time. So I think it's got a lot of mileage.
I'm in because I think we have a wealth of resource out there in our communities, and I think there's a great deal of things that we can actually do out there really, but just do things differently to how we've done them previously.
I'm in because I feel that volunteering is good for everyone if they've got the time and the energy, and I think they can help to better the community.
I'm in because collectively we can achieve so much more.
I'm in because I really believe that public services and volunteers working together can deliver a much better outcome for everybody involved.
I'm in because volunteering is mutually beneficial for all parties that are involved.
I'm in because it does me good. It's a reason to get up every morning, it gives me a purpose in life, and I meet such wonderful people.